Why I will never become a real estate broker. When you dive into the real estate industry, get a license, and start making sales happen as an agent, it's a natural path of progress to at some point in time want to go out and get your broker's license. And given it's a narrow path, not everyone does it. It's a relatively small percentage, but in this video, I'm going to share why I will never go out and get my broker's license, at least never put myself in a position where I am a broker. And if you're new to the channel, my name is Tyler Roicki. I help people build income and wealth in real estate, and I run an international real estate team at eXp Realty. If you get any value whatsoever out of this video, all I would ask is that you like, comment, and most importantly, hit that subscribe button so that I can continue to share more tips and resources with you in the time ahead. And with that in mind, let's dive into the video. So for somebody who wants to maximize their opportunity to build a real estate business, I truly don't believe that the path to becoming your own real estate broker is the best way to do it, in terms of whether that idea is how you can maximize your own earnings, keep most of your own commission, have the ultimate freedom and autonomy. That, or on the other end of things, to really have an opportunity to build and grow and scale something that is truly your own, because those are two common reasons why someone would want to go and get their broker's license. And I've looked at that as a possibility, and I've come to the conclusion that it's not the best path forward for somebody who would like to do that, including myself. I'm all about freedom, autonomy, being able to build my own business and have that control, and ultimately have a way to actually build and grow something beyond my own production. But honestly, knowing what I know today, becoming my own broker is not the way to do it. So specifically, there's 4 reasons why I will never become a real estate broker. And it's my hope that if you're thinking that you might want to go out and do that at some point, that this would actually give you some more information to consider as to whether or not that would be the best possible path forward, or if there is a better way to achieve what it is that you're ultimately out to do. And so the first reason I would not want to be a broker is there's just too many downsides. Specifically, overhead. You're responsible for paying the overhead and providing all the resources to all the agents that you bring in who are a part of that brokerage that you're starting and running. Second, there's a ton of risk, and I'm talking financial risk, because at the end of the day, your business could fail. And when you're in charge of that, you're the one taking on that financial risk. Third thing is liability. So that's where you're legally liable for not just your own actions, but also that of any of your agents as they're going about their day-to-day work in the business, which, you don't see everything that every single person does day in and day out. So inherently, there's going to be some risk with that, especially as more transactions are happening. At some point, it's inevitable that something will come to the table that you've got to deal with on that side of things. But fourth thing is, geographically, you're going to have a tendency to be limited to growing and building and scaling that brokerage in your immediate local market area. And if you had an aspiration to go far beyond that, that's generally going to be quite a ways down the road, and it's going to have a lot of things that it involves with to actually break outside your local market realm. And for most, it's just not going to be the reality of what it is they're going to do. And so those are the downsides. That's the biggest thing, is it's being in a position to help people buy, sell, invest in real estate. For me, it doesn't seem appealing to take on all the risk, the liability, and to not really have a clear-cut path to actually grow and scale beyond the immediate market area. And the second reason I wouldn't want to be a broker is the job of a managing broker. And I respect and appreciate those who really find that is their calling and lane. For me, it's just not mine. And so I wouldn't want a broker's job. I wouldn't want the responsibility. And there's a joke in our industry that goes around of, why do they call them brokers? Well, fact is, for the most part, they're a broker than their top producing agent. So if we want to maximize the financial opportunity, it's not necessarily going to be in more of a management leadership kind of role on the brokerage side of things. Usually there's going to be a lot more of a financial opportunity for those who are doing the most in the way of production and really running their own real estate sales team within a brokerage or something of that nature. Even some individual agents do phenomenal on the production front. And so while it may seem prestigious, the reality of the matter financially for far and few in between is that it actually is. You know, for most, it's not really as lucrative as you would think if you saw the numbers on the back end and ultimately what they get to take home after all those expenses. And so brokers specifically that are within the threshold of about 30 agents or less, they tend to walk a very fine line between actually turning a profit and not. And so it's a crazy thing. I mean, and a lot of times you don't really see that from the outside looking in. It seems like they're thriving, successful and whatnot, and they might be depending on what you consider to be that, but really it usually looks a lot better than it actually is when you're, you know, the one observing versus the one in those actual shoes who's actually running that thing. And so bigger than that, the numbers can be better. Like if someone has something where they're 30 plus agents going on 50, 100 plus agents, I mean, at that point, there's more of an opportunity for the numbers to work and some kind of economies of scale to take into place to, you know, what you can actually do when you have more people producing and the financial resource with that. But at that point, it's a lot more to deal with in terms of what you're responsible for, and also the liability. Just having bigger numbers you're running, there's more likely to be something that happens that you actually have to deal with because there's just so many deals happening and so many parties and people in between it. But that and kind of final thing is like, I wouldn't want to oversee the paperwork and compliance of agents. It's not something I'd want to do. To a very large extent, that's the broker's responsibility, and sometimes they have teams of people that help them with that depending on the size of what they operate. But for me, that's just not the kind of work I feel like would be meaningful for me to do day in, day out. So I wouldn't really seek out an opportunity to do that, even if it was more of a leadership position on the brokerage side. It's not something I'd want to do. But the third reason why I will never become a broker is financial alignment. See, the problem that I consider with this is if you look at the opportunity a real estate agent has, it tends to be a diluted version of the opportunity that their broker has. So take an independent broker. They're the ones who has an opportunity to bring on agents and to earn a piece of the revenue those agents generate. But usually the agent themselves does not have that same opportunity. The agent themselves has the opportunity to go out there and sell more real estate, earn more commissions, and that's the way that they're gonna put food on their plate. So my point in saying that is, in terms of a real estate business, the broker is the one that has leverage. Whoever owns that brokerage, whoever operates it, if it's a broker, owner, what have you. And in that structure, agents are the leverage in that business model. And so point is, agents aren't usually financially aligned with helping that company grow. That's something that it's the broker and owner's opportunity. It's not the agents. But here's a thought. What would be better? Would it be better if you were the only one incentivized to actually grow your company? Or would it be better if each and every single one of your agents were aligned with you financially and helping you do that? And what if there was a way where that would financially make sense and the numbers could work to where it would be a win-win for everybody and not just yourself if you're the one who's in charge of that? And that leads me to the fourth and final reason why I will never become a real estate broker, which is knowing what I do, working in the industry these past 8 years, and having enough experience under my belt to where I've met and surpassed the experience requirement that would be required to become a licensed broker in my state. Truly, the only requirement I would need is to go out and actually take and pass the broker exam. I've met all the other requirements, including the education requirement and experience requirement, which is substantial. But even knowing that and being one step away from getting it, I wouldn't want to do it, because if I went out and started my own brokerage and started bringing on agents, I could not look agents in the eye and tell them honestly that I believe that what I had to offer was the best opportunity in the industry today, because it wouldn't be possible to set it up to where I had more to offer than what I know to be the best opportunity in the industry today. And so, in terms of best, most lucrative, biggest opportunity, and most value for the agents, it's like, it wouldn't be possible to set that up from the get-go as a brand new brokerage. The financial resources wouldn't be there, the scale wouldn't be there, the economies of scale and the structure and systems, it just would not be there. It would not be the same opportunity, and I could not say it's the best opportunity today. So me, I'm someone who wants the best. And I want to be able to provide the best to those who I have an opportunity to go into business with. And I want to provide the opportunity I have. I want to provide that same kind of opportunity for others who have a vision and goal and dream to build the best they possibly can by being in this industry. And so point is, like, why try to recreate the wheel when it already exists? That brings me to where I'm at today, which is, I'm operating my business within the most agent-centric company in our industry today. And it's leaps and bounds ahead of what I, or anyone else for that matter, could go out there and start from scratch today. And perhaps there's a way you could grow into something bigger, but fact is, there's a long runway and trajectory, and you can't say that you bring more to the table when you're just getting the wheels turning to it. I mean, there could be some value, but again, I'm someone who wants the best. I want to bring the best and most lucrative opportunity to the table to my partners and my future partners. And I know that I can do that today, and I don't need my broker's license to go out and do that. And I still have an opportunity to build and scale something. In my next video, I'm going to make a video very soon you'll see on the channel. I'm going to speak more on how I've built an international real estate team within the structure I operate my real estate business in, and it's something that's spanning over 100 agents today. In fact, personally, I have over 250 agents in my sales organization that I've built within this company over the past 6 going on 7 years, and most of that's been over the past 3 years, but that's spanning 35 states, 1 province. It's going to continue to grow and build, and it's something that a ton of the people I'm running with, they're finding more opportunity here than they did wherever their previous situation was, and it's a big blessing to be able to bring that value to the table. But you'll hear more about that on the next video. So do this. Well, actually 2 things. 1, make sure that you're subscribed so you see the next video. I want to continue to share resources and tips and whatnot with you right here on the channel from my experience, especially if you're someone who wants to grow and scale and build what it is you're doing in real estate, because that's what I'm doing. I'm looking to connect with others who are doing that as well, because I believe that we can do more together than we can each individually just trying to do our own thing, at least sharing resources, etc., etc. But 2, I would love to connect. If anything I shared with you piqued your curiosity, if you got a mindset that, maybe you do want to go out and get your broker's license in the future, you want to build something bigger than your own production, regardless of what that leads to, I love to connect, especially if anything I shared with you in this video piqued your curiosity. If you'd like to learn more, if you have any questions, what have you, do this. Go ahead and send me an email. You'll find that and some other helpful information for you in the description below. But with that in mind, thank you so much for watching the video, and until next time, I'll look forward to seeing you on the next video.